Okay, so this is, guys, a quick tutorial session at Colab, on Google Colab, and yes, so it's a quick tutorial session on Google Colab. You probably know that already, but so you have the tutorial file in the today folder, Wednesday folder, and you also have the pre-recorded video. And now yes, I wanted to introduce you quickly because I know you already know that, because it's very similar to Jupyter, what we did before with Jupyter notebook. Yes, so I want to introduce you to Colab. Yes, so Google Colab is a free notebook environment that's run entirely in the clouds. So let's say it's just the online version of Jupyter Notebook. But I don't see if you can see my folder, my screen right now. Can you see? No.
No, yeah, no.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm sharing. I think it's okay now. You can see?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so Colab is actually a free notebook environment that run in the cloud. So it's, let's say, just the online version of Jupyter Notebook. So it's recommended because it's fully online, and if you save your work, you will not lose. You will just not lose your work. In case your computer, for example, have a problem, I think your notebook is actually stored in to the content. Okay, so your notebook is actually storing in your Google Drive, so you will not lose it. Yes, so that's why it's recommended. And the things is also that is integrate directly Python, and so that you can actually run Python code from here, exactly like we can do with Jupyter Notebook. So you can also provide documentation. So we'll see it later. So this tutorial give you an exhaustive coverage of the features, the keys features of Colab. Yes, and make you comfortable working with it. So now, what you need in order to work in that one, you need to assume that you are already aware about Jupyter, GitHub, basic of Python, and other programming languages, and you guys already know those things. Then I assume, yes, you are ready to go through Jupyter, to go through Colab features. Yes, and it's not complex, just like Jupyter Notebook. So you know how we did things in Jupyter Notebook, and you know how things work also in GitHub, and you also know you have even introduced it to Python programming, and so on. And now this session will cover Google Colab. Yes, so if you have already used the Jupyter Notebook previously, yes, you'll quickly learn to use Google Colab. Yes, because Colab is just a free Jupyter Notebook environment that's run in the cloud. Yes. So here actually, as we did with Jupyter, we actually we download an Anaconda distribution of Python, and we install everything, and then we install Jupyter, we set everything. But here actually the big advantage is that you don't require actually to set up. Yes, to set up the environment, and the notebook that you create can be edited by your team's member also. Yes, so now here everything is already set it up for you. You will just have to actually start your notebook and start working in. So now, what are the offers of Colab for you data scientists? So as a data scientist, as a programmer, as a data scientist, so you can perform the following tasks using Google Colab. How do you write actually and execute a Python code? Yes, you can do that because Colab already integrated a Python environment. So you can actually write and execute Python code in Google Colab. Document your code that support mathematical equation. Yes, you can actually do that because once, for example, you are doing some machine learning, doing machine learning involve a lot of mathematics and statistics behind. So now you could sometimes try to document your work, your code, so that it's become reproducible. So now you will surely need to provide, in order to give a clear methodology, you can actually need to provide a support for mathematical equation. Yes, and things like that. Exactly like you remember we did with Mustafa in the statistic session in the pre-assessment week. So now this collab offer the possibility of to edit mathematical equation and to provide documentation about that. It's also help you create, upload, and share your notebook. Yes, so you can actually create, you can share, you can upload your notebook everywhere else. So it's also next is about the import save notebook from to Google Drive. Yes, so you can actually import your notebook in Google Drive, and now the notebook is already created in Google Drive. You can save in the drive. You can also save or publish your notebook to GitHub, or you can also import some external data sets. Yes, using Google Colab directly. So last time I just introduced you to Kaggle and Cindy. So yeah, I introduced you, and now by exploring the features from Kaggle and Cindy, you guys realize there are some data sets, there are projects, there are data sets we can download and work with. And now I think that you have two possibilities. You can just download your data set manually, or you can also download the data set from your programming environment. Yes, like exactly like what we did with Twitter. Yes, they're using Twitter API. Now here, using, for example, Kaggle API, how do we actually get data from Kaggle? Yes, and from within our programming environment, and it's Colab here. So now, apart from that, you can actually integrate the most of the Python package, most of the Python libraries you already know. Yes, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Keras, OpenCV, and so forth. So you actually have all those possibility with Google Colab. Yes, and so in this tutorial, you will create and execute your first notebook in Colab, and so to do so, you just have to follow the steps. The steps I provide here. Yes, to actually start a new Google Colab, you just have to click on this link. So if I click on that, actually it's gonna open. Yes, and so once you get this page, from here now you can actually create a new notebook. So you can see the ones you worked on previously, including your Jupyter notebook. Because Jupyter notebook, Colab notebook can just be downloaded as Jupyter notebook. So they are Jupyter notebook version back online. So here is how you can actually create a new notebook from this bottom. At the bottom, in the right side, you just have to click on new notebook, and it's gonna create your notebook. Yes, and once you have your notebook, then you can start coding here. Yes, you can start working. So it's just that, nothing complex. And so you open the URL using the step one, and you click on the new Python notebook link at the bottom, yes, of the screen, exactly like I show you. So now, how to set up our notebook name is exactly the same we can do with Jupyter Notebook. So you just have to, if you move you just have to go in this side at the top, and the left side, you will just see here the notebook name, and you can just change it here. Yes, so it's exactly formatted like a Jupyter Notebook. Actually, if you see the format, the extension of the file. So now, if I move to the new notebook I just create, then what I mean is that you can just click here and change the name. So let's say my first notebook. Yes, blah blah blah, and you have it. So you can actually change the name. Once you finish, you click somewhere anywhere else, and it's gonna take it in account. So now, coming back to the tutorial, after setting the name of your notebook, how do you enter code in your notebook? Yes, let's say, for example, we want to print today time. Yes, date and time. So we are gonna use this sample of code, and then by running this is how you can do it. So you import time and you print it. Yes, so you can actually write Python code here and execute to directly get the results. Yes, so today, Wednesday, July 15, and this time. And now, how do you actually execute a code? Yes, entry code. Yes, I just did it before. After you enter the code, like here, you will have to execute the code exactly like that. So to execute the code, you just have this arrow here in the left side of your code window. You just have to click on that, and it's gonna process your code and print the result in the result window here. Yes. So how do you actually add new code cells? Yes, you can also actually add more code cells in your notebook. Yes, so you just have to go in, insert code cells, or alternatively, you can just move your mouse at the bottom center of your code cells, and then you will see the possibility to create a new code cell, or a test cell. Yes, so now, if I did that, I think, let me see here. Here is a test cell, right? Here is a test cell, and here is a code cell. So whatever I take, it should work. So once I'm here in the code cell, for example, let's say I move my mouse at the bottom here, and I will get, yes, I have the possibility to create a new code cell, or the possibility to create a new test cell. So I want it, for example, to create a code cell. So now, if I click on that one, I'm gonna get it here below, and I'm doing the same here. Let's create a cell. I create on cells, and I will get the test cell here with all the setting here. So I don't need them for now. I can just delete them. Yes, let me delete this. So now, apart from that, how do you actually run all? Yes, how do we run all? We just have to go in the menu here. When you come in the execution side here, you will see run everything. Yes, execution and run everything. Yes, you can see it here. So now, how do you change the cells order? Yes. So for each cell in your Colab environment, in your Jupyter, in your notebook, you will have let's say you have setting some setting here just above. Yes, some setting here just above, and it's here just here you have two arrows. So the first one is to move your cell up, and the second one is to move your cell down. So you can actually use this to move it up or this to move it down. Yes, so that is that. And now, how do you delete the cell? I just did it before. You click on the cell you want to delete, and then you see here in the appearance an option to delete here. So delete the cell. So if I actually click here, I will just delete. We can create a new one. Let's say let's create a code cells, and then using this, we are gonna delete it. Yes, exactly like that. Okay, so now how do we actually document our code? Yes, so as the code says actually support full Python syntax. You may use Python comment in the code window, and then to make your notebook reproducible, because as a data scientist, once you define a workflow to actually provide solution for a statement or a problems, then you are going to write a lot of code probably. And if how your teams could actually understand, yes, what you did as work, is the best way is to provide documentation, is to document your notebook, so that at each step we know exactly how what are you doing here exactly, like we are doing here. So let's say, for example, here I'm saying, yes, I want to show you Google Lab, Google Colab, how to document your code, and this here now I put the test about it. So this is exactly what we did in Jupyter Notebook. How you guys are doing? Yes, I know you know how to do that. So I'm just refreshing you about code documentation. So now moving down, so for your documentation, you have markdown options. You have the same options we have with Jupyter. So you have the bolding things, you have bolding tools, you have the italicizing tools, you have how to highlight, you have everything. So here, for example, to bold, you will use the double star, and to make it italic, you will use the only one star. So is you have all those options, the same option you have with Jupyter Notebook, you have them here also. The way you do it could be probably a little bit different, but they are the same. So if you know Jupyter, then you know Colab. So now how do you actually save your work? Yes, saving the work is something very important, because if you don't have if you don't save your work, you are gonna just lose it, and you could be working hours and hours, and then you forget saving your work and just lose it like that. It's not good. So that's why we should save. So now Colas allows you to save your work directly into Google Drive, or even directly in your GitHub repository. So it depends on your choice. So if you want actually to save your work into Google Drive, Colab allow you to save it. Yeah. So to save the notebook, just select the following menu. So you go in File, you save a copy in Drive. So if I actually try the same files and save a copy in Drive, I have it here. Yes, and if I do that, it will save it automatically. And saving in GitHub now, yes, you may also want to save your work in GitHub repository by selecting the following menu option. Yes, file, save a copy in GitHub. Yes, exactly like that, file, and save a copy in GitHub. Yes. So now, apart from that, you will actually you will probably need to share your notebook. So how do you do that? Yes, so to share the notebook that you have created with your co-developer, for example, you may share the copy that you have made in your Google Drive. Yes, this is a possibility. You may also publish the notebook to general audience. You may share it from your GitHub repository. Yes, you can actually save it in GitHub and then share the link. Yes, yes, something you just patch it, upload it in GitHub, save it directly from here in GitHub, like I show you. Yes, save a copy as a GitHub file. Yes, so now I think there is one more way to share your work. Yes, and that's we have here in the interface just by clicking the share link at the top right hand corner of your Colab notebook. Yes, so I will probably move up to let you see that. Oh, I didn't need it. I don't need that. I don't need that. It's just here. It's just here. So you want to provide comment, do it here. You want to share the notebook, do it here. If I actually click on that one, it will probably asking me the ID of the person I want to share this notebook with. Yes. So yes, this actually, yes, you can actually provide the email address like that. And now, once you do that, once you do that, how do you actually invoke system comment in your Colab notebook? So Jupyter include a short code for many common system operation, and Colab code says also support this feature. So I told you everything possible with Jupyter is actually possible with Colab also. So how do you do that? For example, we may want, for example, to get data remotely. So kind of web scraping. Oh yes, I did it before to test, but you have to do it by yourself. It will challenge your environment. If it's you are successful making it work rightly, I think yes, you can say my Colab environment is ready to go. So let us see, for example, how do we get remote data? So we are gonna use this short code I provide here at the beginning of the code cells, and plus the path for toward the data we want to download, and then we say here just put it in 10 Academy 2017 content and so forth. So you actually have to provide where you want Colab to store actually your data. So I just did it here. If you have, so the only thing with Colab is just that you have to be connected on internet. So if you are connected, you just have to run your thing, and it's gonna work. Gonna work. And it's okay. It's okay. So now, apart from that, once you download your data set, you can actually just choose to print the data to see if it's working well. Yes. So if you are able to do that, yes, then you can say yes. This is kind of things my Colab need to run properly. Just feel free to test it. And that's okay. So here I just read the data from the folder I just saved them in. So here, if I run it again, you can actually see that we have the data here. So now another possibility is to clone our GitHub repository. So you saw that before with Yabi how to clone your GitHub repository. So we are gonna do this from Colab here. So you can clone it using the git clone command. So git clone command plus actually the tutorial you want to clone from GitHub, and it should work. So now here we are gonna clone the Keras tutorial. So if I run that, then you can see. You can see. So here now, apart from that, so how do you actually execute external Python files? Yes. How do you execute external Python file using Colab? So suppose you already have some Python code developing that is stored actually in your Google Drive. Yes. So you may, I think, is probably I will move in my Google Drive to show you later, but it's there. Once I will mount it, you will see. So maybe you have some Python code and you want actually to run it from Colab, but the file is actually located in your drive. Yes, how can you actually do that? Yes, first of all, you need to connect your drive with the Colab environment. So you need to mount your drive. Yes, so the following code to that. This code do the job. So it will just mount your environment. So if I click, I run that before. So if you run that, you will see something like that. So you have to go in this URL and then provide get the authorization code, and the this authorization code you are gonna pass it here to make your Google Drive and your Colab environment connected. Then you can access every file, any file you are actually store in your you actually save in your Google Drive. So let's go here now to set up the account scene. So it's gonna ask you which account are you going to use for which Google Drive. So I'm gonna use this one, and it should show me yes the option I probably have. Yes, if I accept all that, so view, edit, create, view photo, and so you just have to scroll, go down and to allow. After that, now it's gonna provide you the the connection codes. Yes, the okay. So then you copy this, the authorization code, and here you will pass it. Once you do that, you just have to validate. So it's gonna mount your Google Drive. So it say if you do it well, yes, mount it at content G Drive. Yes, so this is how you can do it. So if you do that and it's working, then you know that my environment are synchronized. It's okay. Google Colab is working fine. So now to actually also print all the content of a specific folder in your Google Drive. So once we mounted the environment, I didn't show you. If you mounted your environment, you should get it here. So I mounted my Google Drive, then I get it here. If I scroll down this, am I going to see, yes, the content in my drive folder? I can just scroll down and see. So here I have my documents. I have my document. So everything I actually want to, I actually have in my Google Drive will just be appearing here. So that, yes, I know that I mounted successfully. So now, apart from that, how do you actually print or list all the contents in a specific folder from your Colab notebook? So you are gonna use the ls command here. Once you run that, you say just list me any file you find in this repository. So it's gonna list everything here. Inside now those files, you can see that we have a Python file. So a .py file is a standard Python file, not a Jupyter notebook. So we are gonna run this code now from here, our Colab environment. So the hello.y is gonna be run here using this command. So Python, and then you provide the path flow, and you will get it. So the contents of this code is actually just print hello. So now if I run it, you have the result here. Yes. So now moving down, yes, you can actually just change also your working directory. So after you mount it, yeah, you say be listing here right to here once I'm working in Google Colab. So you can just force the path to change your working directory. So now, how do we actually download the dataset from Google to Google Drive via Google Colab? Yes. So this is your way to APIs. So here I wanted to show you an example. If you are able to connect the Google API, then it's okay. That means your environment is okay and ready to use. So now, how do we do that with Kaggle actually? First of all, you need to get the API key from your account. So just by visiting here, the website of Kaggle, you will have to log in and go into my account and then create a new API token. So the Kaggle JSON API token will be automatically downloaded. Yes. So now, if I try, I could try to, yes. So here in my account at the top side, at the top right side, you you are gonna see here my account. So if you click on that, you are then gonna get something here. Where is that? How do we actually? Okay, so you have API things here. So using Kaggle's beta API, you can interact with competition and dataset to download data, make submission, and move via the command line. So actually create a new API file here, and it's gonna automatically download it here. So it's what we have here, Kaggle .json file. So coming back to our tutorial session. Yes, we are gonna the next step is just to upload the Kaggle JSON file. So you have to upload it. I provide the code. You can try to see if it's working, that is okay. But if you make it working, to be sure we are aligned. So here it's working for me here because I run it and you can see. So so running this, you have to choose the files, and so I can run it again. But so the file name has now changed. So you will do it with so you see here the file name should be kaggle.json. So here I have kaggle one in bracket because I already have a kaggle json. So it's gonna ask me to choose the file. So to do it quickly, I will probably choose the one I just download now. So this, okay, I even have this. So let me use this. Let me use this. Later you will see how to manage. You have only one file, so you will not have this confusion. So now once you do that, if you load the file, I text him use the command command actually to create a folder for my Kaggle work. Just make this directory Kaggle, and actually copy the JSON file you previously upload to this path, to the Kaggle path. Yes, and list all the content of the path to see if your JSON file is actually here. So it's here. That's why it's listing. We have it here. So now, apart from that, you now just need to download your data. They require your data set. So how do you do that? So you will do it. You will do it and make sure it's working later. So here, make sure you have install upgrade your Kaggle to have the latest version, and then you use this command Kaggle competition downloads. Kaggle competition download, and then you provide the API code for your data set. So how do you actually get this API code for your data set? Plus now at the end, you just have to provide the path where. So we create a folder before, a directory before for Kaggle. So we are gonna put things in this directory here. So is the path to the directory. So the most important thing is the dataset API codes. So how do you actually get that? So it's a histopathologic cancer detection dataset. So I have to go here and click on the dataset things. I will search for that. So it's here, histopathologic. I did it before. Histopathologic cancer detection dataset. So if you click on that, it's gonna probably appear, and let me check. Let me check it again. Histopathological. Yes, so we have the data set actually here. And if you click on that, yes, you are going to see where can you actually see the API for okay. I saw it somewhere last submission. No, I'm in the overview. I will move into the data file. Yes, and here you have the description of the data, and just below this description, you will actually have your API here. So you will have to copy that. Yes, once you copy this API, now you can move in your Colab and just pass it. So we have this here. So this is the same thing I have here. So I just copy it from here to my Colab, and then you can actually run it. It's actually giving error because you need to, yes, could not find the JSON. Yes, because I just, the JSON file I just load in my Kaggle directory is name is not name Kaggle.json. It's name Kaggle in bracket one .json. So correct that. So once you will be trying the first time, so it will just download the Kaggle version 1. So you will just upload it. You will not have this issue, but you can download several times. You just have to change the name. So at least here you just have to go in the folder you downloaded, and actually here change the name to the Kaggle JSON. And once you do that, you will just have to, yes, here you will just have to upload the Kaggle JSON. And once you upload the Kaggle JSON and not the Kaggle in bracket one .json, you will be able to run this. So I run it before. I know I run it before, but where did I in the J drive? Let me see where data are stored in the G drive and in my drive and in Kaggle. So in my drive, so my drive is here, Kaggle folder is here. So I make the folder. So if you open it, you have the cancer data. Yes, I told you. So it's a data about histological cancer detection. So if you move here, you have the cancer data. If you scroll down this, actually, you will see what I did before. Yes, so you have the data here. You have the data here. You have the train library, the test. You have everything here. So you are gonna use it to test by yourself to see if your environment is working properly. So now the next step is to unzip. So unzip your file because they are zipped. They are in a zipped format. So you have to unzip. And once you do that, so unzip using the unzip command like that. Yes, unzip it where? Yes, here. So in Kaggle, go into cancer directory and unzip all files. So now, once you do that, that's all. Yes. So here you have download dataset from competition website, which username and password is required. Yes. If user and password is required when downloading the data, just use this code to provide your username and your password. Yes. So, so now I think this is all I wanted to show you about Colab. Is a quick introduction. Later you will be working with that, so it's good you know all that and you try by yourself also to challenge your environment to make sure you can actually connect your Google Drive with your Colab environment, and to make sure yes you can actually write code, Python code in your Colab environment. You can do this, you can do that, you can collect data from API including Kaggle and so, and you can actually clone your GitHub repository. You can actually do nice thing with Colab. So go through, and yes, stay focused also on your work for your challenge, your weekly challenge. So this is just a tutorial for introduction to Colab. So it's gonna help you the on the coming weeks. That's why we are introducing all those environment. It's like, you know, guys, you are starting in a new business, in a new company. You are recruited as a data scientist. The first things yes, the first thing you are gonna doing is for you in the first week of work. You will probably be testing all your environment, including if you are gonna use Python, if you are gonna use SQL, if you are gonna use Google Sheet, if you are gonna use Colab or Jupyter Notebook. Yes, in the first week of your work. So here you are consider yourself as data scientist working on projects. So you have 12-week projects designed for you, and providing result for those projects means like exactly working in a business and in a data science department, where your manager just assign you a weekly challenge task, and you have to complete the task by the end of the week. Yes, so now if you see yourself as this kind of person, then you will understand what we are doing. In the first week as a data scientist, you need to set up all your environment to make sure everything is working properly. So from Jupyter, Python, SQL, Google Sheet, and now Colab. Yes, you know how it's work, and make sure it's working in your side also, so that in the coming week when we give you the challenge, yes, you can use any tool you want to make progress. Yes, so this afternoon also, I think by in some couple of hours, I also need to introduce you to Power BI. Yes, but this side we are managing to provide also to provide your organization account that can help you log in Power BI now to be able to edit, because you know last time we were not able to we explore data, we explore features, but you should be able to edit. So we are managing, but in the meantime we also see, because yesterday you see how to work with Google Sheets, so it's fundamental you also have an overview about Excel. So I will probably share this with you in the meantime, and the time we are working to provide you to help you set up Power BI edit modes. So this is gonna all for this tutorial. Thank you for following. Someone was asking a question. Please, for the interim solution due today, are we to only submit the outputs? We are to submit the output with the code we currently have in our notebook. Oh yes, uh, I think the output is the most important, as is design actually, just to have a quick view on what you are doing. I think the output is actually the most important, but I will see if the submission system just allow you to submit a notebook, just submit, no problem. If the submission system allow you to submit notebook, submit. I will decide this furthermore with Aaron Oyabi to know. But I think the output is actually the most important. But be checking if the system allow you to submit the notebook. Just submit it. It's good you submit because it's gonna help us to see how you are doing also with coding. Yes. So please, that last question is how to understand the structure of your project question. Yes, Emmanuel, I'm not sure I get your question. A structure of your project question.
Okay, can I unmute myself and talk about myself?
What? Come again,
So my
please.
question is,
Okay.
okay, the last question in our for our project to submit today, what does that last question entail? The one of describing what you are supposed. What are we describing? What kind of project are we talking about here? It's not clear.
Ah,
Please,
okay.
I don't understand the last.
For the interim solution or for the
Yes,
overall for the interim. Yes, for the interim, I
for
think
the
it's like there's a structure of your project question. No, I think it's like what was the question? Is it exactly the structure of your project question?
yes, how we are going to structure our project because I don't understand the project in the first place. What are we talking about here as the project? I don't know. Is it the project of mining data or yeah, which project? We are not clear about which project we are structuring. But I don't know.
Okay. So I think what is required here is about your plan to solve the project. So how are you doing from getting the data from to providing the report, a small description of your structure, your workflow. But okay, so I'm sorry you don't understand that, but I will discuss this with I will ask this question in the Slack channel and tag Aaron also, and we will see how to answer this to make it more clear for you. No problem for that. Yes. Is that clear, Emmanuel? Ask the question, please, in the Slack channel, and we see how to.
Yes,
Someone
it is.
is
Thank you
just
very much.
yes. Ask the question and tag me or tag Aaron. I will make it sure for you. No problem. Yes. Uh, so it's all for this time tutorial. I don't know if someone else has a question. If not, we are gonna talk next time. So thank you for following.